the land, the animals, the ocean, the people.
I've been receiving, here we go, kissy kissy. I've been receiving little nibbles on the crook of my arm. She's got a thing about the crook of my arm. Here she goes. Kissy kissy for the mama. Charlie. 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 I brought her in the lounge to snuggle up with me and the dog. She hasn't seen much of me for a few days. It's like the weather's been a bit murky. No rain, but overcast. So she was inside like most of today and yesterday. And I just feel like she's being a bit neglected, and I don't like to feel that I would neglect my own pets. So I brought her in the lounge, and the very first thing she did when she got into the lounge, this was like over an hour or so ago now, was it a massive big shit all over the floor. So I had to clean that up and wash down my phone charger, which you can see it's permanently stained now, even though I washed it. A little blighter. But anywho, it's no big deal. It's just a little bit of poopy between friends. And but it's like she's just so like kind of mischievous. Like her first thing when she sees me is like she has to release the bowels. Almost like a protest dump. But anyway, she's very happy now because it's getting it's dark outside. So it's birdie num sleepy by time. And she's feeling quite cosy, and she's nibbling and preening her feathers because she knows I'm talking about it, because when I turned on the video, the light came on. So, yeah, she's well aware that she's being videoed. Charlie, I love you. Charlie, are you going to say hello to everyone? Say hello. Not talking. Are you going to say, what's up? What's up, Charlie? What's up? So, yesterday afternoon I had trouble with her because she climbed very high in the crepe myrtle tree. And the last time she went up the top of that tree, she migrated from the top of the branches of that tree into the African tulip tree. And I had a hellish time getting her out. It was well after dark, and I had to actually, I don't know how I did it in the end. I climbed up on a chair and I got a really long stick and I actually knocked her out with the pole hitting the branch, managed to get her down. And the reason why that was such a drama was because she's a pet bird and not a wild bird, I worried that like her sleeping out all night in the tree would put her in danger of other birds or snakes or possums or whatever. So she tried to pull the same stunt yesterday by getting high up in the crepe myrtle tree. And I thought, oh dear goddess, if this happens again, I'm going to have her out all night and I'm going to like eat my own liver and I'm going to worry about her safety. And there's snakes around, like we saw a snake recently in the neighbour's garden. So I can't take the risk of leaving her out during the night because she's just perfect bite-sized little snack, really. So she played a bit of a psychological game with me where I said, well, come on, we're going for a walkies. And I really did want to take her for a walk with me and Bobo, or Bobo and I should say. And she was high up the tree. And then she'd kind of pretend to come down, and she'd come down like a few feet. And then she'd walk up and down that like she was distressed, which I don't know what that was about. And so then I'd pretend to leave with Bobo and we'd start walking off. And then she'd stand on the edge of the branch with her wings out going, what about me? It isn't fair. So then I'd come back. I mean, she didn't actually say that, but that was the body language, people. So then I'd come back and go, well, you coming down? Because we want to go for a walk and you're wasting our time. And then she'd sort of shuffle up and down the branch and pretend to come down, but then refused. So I don't know whether it's an anxiety thing because she can't fly or what it was, but same deal. I had to get up on my plastic chairs. Now those chairs I've had since I had my business in 1995 when I walked out of the business and the marriage. So well, I got kicked out of the business actually, but anyway, those chairs are from 1995, so they're 30. What are they? Oh, not quite 30 years old. 26 years old, and they're plastic, and they were quite solid Italian moulded plastic in the day, but they're a bit wobbly now after all these years. So the hilarious thing was I'm standing on this wobbly plastic chair thinking if it breaks out from under me, I'm going to completely injure my back, which, my back's a bit dodgy at the best of times. I got to watch my lower spine. And she's up in the tree laughing at me because she knows when I get on the chair, it's like big business in Little China, like Mama Too's serious and wants her out of the tree. So she literally, it was quite sweet really, she decided, hanging between Yggdrasil, like Odin, the little bugger, she decided that she would hang upside down by one foot, as only a parrot can really do. A parrot and Odin, of course. So she hung upside down, hanging by one foot. And then she's kind of like looking at me like, well, come and get me. And then she realised that I couldn't reach her still because she was still too high. So I'm like, come on, Charlie, come on, work with me. Come on, you've got to come down lower. And she's like swinging by one foot, going, ha ha, I'm having a great time being a government dissident. No, that's Mama T. But anyway, it was really kind of hilarious and cute. And I was like, you're so funny, Charlie, but you're also a bit of an arsehole. And she's like, I know, right? I'm a bit of an arsehole. Okay, she is smooching up. So I was like, come on, Charlie, we want to go for walkies. And this was like a big drama. And I was starting to get a bit like stressed because it was like looking like it was going to rain, which, by the way, it never did. And it was getting later in the afternoon. It was like, by this time, it was like 5 o'clock, and I usually walk them earlier. And I was like, come on, Charlie, because I'm cognizant that she was likely to get stuck up that flaming tree all flaming night. And I was like, this cannot happen because, snakes and climate change and wild birds and my anxiety. So after getting myself all completely strung out and a little bit berserk, verging on the berserker mode, which we know what happens when Mama T goes into berserker mode, she decided to oblige me. So I had her stick that I call her perch, which is only about 1 metre long. It's not that long. So I'm still up the chair, and I'm banging on a branch, and I'm going, because usually when I bang on the branch, she comes down, and I'm like, come on, Charlie, come on, let's go. And so fortunately she came down to some lower branches and then climbed onto her perch where she could just reach the tip of the stick. Wow, I was so thrilled because she's a smart little bird. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's actually a little angel face, aren't you, Charlie? So I managed to get her down in time, and we took her for a walk yesterday, like we normally do, Bobo and I. Well, actually, she takes us for a walk because, she sits on her perch and we do all the walking. And she just licks a lollipop, the chopper chop that I always have. I have one and I share it with her. Anyway, it was quite lovely. So, anywho, here's the funny thing. Today she didn't get a walk because, it was getting late and it was getting coolish, and rain again has been threatening, but nothing happened. So now she's very, very smoochy and very, very, very happy. But anyway, I'm getting messages from one of my darling friends. So I'm going to end this video now and have a good evening, people. And I really need to put Charlie to bed because it's really past her bedtime. So have a wonderful night and afternoon and evening and morning wherever you are in the space-time continuum on planet Earth. And much love as always from Sacred Space and a very intrepid bird. You can tell she's getting tired when she does that with her tongue. She goes, sticks her tongue out. Yeah, sleepy wide time. Okay. Love you all. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-byes. Hello, goodbye. I love you. Charlie, are you going to say goodbye? Are you going to say hello? Are you going to say anything? She says, Mum, I was talking the whole time. Read my body language. And here we go. Massive dump. Yeah, had to do it. Well, it's not too bad. Not as bad as the other one. This is the trouble with owning a rainbow lorikeet. You know, it's squirty birds. All right. Here we go. She's showing off her feathers. Yes. For a very half-bald bird, she's pretty good on the outside. It's the underneath that we've got to worry about. She brings out new ones and then immediately pulls them out. I don't know what that's about. She's a strange little bird, even by rainbow lorikeet standards. You gonna go sleepies now, Charlie? You gonna go sleepies? You tired? Are you a bit tired? Eh? You my sweetie little baby. Oh, my sweetie little baby. I know. I love you. I'm sorry you got a little bit neglected today. That wasn't very nice. But I've made up for it. Yeesh, I know. Happy girl. Okay, bye everyone.